I guess I'm just your average guy. Well, mostly average. I go to work at 8, and afterwards I usually stop somewhere to pick up dinner. Then, I might pop in a movie to relax or maybe go out with some friends. But here's where the not-so-average part kicks in. To be honest, I'm just pretty shy. When you're shy, it's hard to meet people. When, of course, you get lonely. I've always had a family who loves me and friends who cared. But being shy, I've never had a girlfriend. You know, someone you can share everything with. To tell you the truth, I've never even been on a date. It might be hard to believe, but it's the truth. So a few months ago, I decided it was time to change that. I started visiting the local coffee shop after dinner every night. It seemed like I'd have better chances there than on my sofa watching movies. At first, I was excited. Excited, but still kind of shy. I didn't meet anyone right away, so I started bringing a book and attempted to read it. That didn't work out too well. Really, this whole coffee shop thing wasn't working out too well. But just when I was about to call it quits, I saw her. The most gorgeous thing I've ever laid eyes on. I didn't even know girls like her existed. Well, especially in a town like this. It was right there and then that I decided she was the girl. The girl who was going to change me. This was the moment I knew I was no longer going to be alone, and I'd do anything to make sure that would happen. The next evening, I came back to the coffee shop. I went upstairs and saw her at a table. Across the room, I found a spot I thought was directly in her line of sight and sat down. Sipping my drink, I recalled the mental notes I'd taken from my book the previous night. It seemed to begin with large amounts of eye contact. And I tried looking at her, but I don't think she noticed. Shifting in my seat, I thought a different position, maybe a more seductive one, might help. I tried several, and I thought she might have looked once. But who was I kidding? I wasn't cut out for this. This time I thought I would try a more direct approach. Seemed like I waited for hours before she finally arrived. As she came to the top of the steps and neared the door, I nonchalantly tried one of the oldest tricks in the book. She paused briefly and said, "Thanks," then continued to walk inside. She actually spoke to me. I didn't know what to do, so I just froze. After 2 failed attempts, I felt even worse than I did before I got myself into this mess. And I was ready to give up, but it was then that I saw her, walking down the sidewalk in my direction. I realized this was finally my chance to shine. All I had to do now was work up the courage. We got close. So close. But I couldn't do it. My heart sank. Why was I doing this to myself? Why did I even try this in the first place? I should have known I'd just end up hurt. Maybe I was meant to be alone. Maybe this was just the way things were supposed to be. Eventually, I started feeling better. It took time, but things got back to normal. I realized that sometimes life isn't as bad as you think. It just depends on how you look at it. I also learned that you can't be sure of fate. As I was standing by the edge of the river reflecting on all that had just happened, wouldn't you know, there she was right next to me. Hi.